Mr. A and his wife have been trying to get pregnant for over a year. Nothing is happening. So his doctor orders a semen analysis. A few days later, the result comes back with numbers like 59 million, 60%, 4 mils, 50%. And at the bottom of the report is a word most people have never heard before: Normoospermia. But what does that actually mean? Is this a normal semen analysis? Could these results explain why pregnancy hasn't happened? And more importantly, if you have a semen analysis report at home, will you be able to understand it yourself? Let's find out. In today's video, we're going to go through this report exactly the way a fertility doctor would. By the end of this video, you will understand what each parameter means, what the normal range is, and whether Mr. A's result is normal. Let's start with one of the most important numbers. The first thing we look at is the sperm count. This tells us how many sperm cells are present in the entire test sample. Think of sperm count as the size of the team. If there are too few sperm, the chances of reaching and fertilizing the egg become lower. For a total sperm count, we generally expect at least about 39 million sperm cells per ejaculate. Mr. A's result is 59 million, so he is comfortably above the normal range. That is our first normal parameter. The sperm count is normal. But having enough sperm is only part of the story, because the next question is, can they actually swim? And that takes us to motility. Now, the motility tells us how many sperm are moving forward. And this is important because sperm that don't move forward cannot reach the egg. For progressive motility, we generally expect at least 30%. Mr. A's progressive motility is 60%. That is excellent. So not only does he have enough sperm, many of them are moving strongly in the right direction. So two normal parameters so far. But we are not done, because sperm can swim well and still have another problem, which is, what if they are shaped incorrectly? And that takes us to morphology. Morphology refers to sperm shape. A normal sperm needs the right head and tail structure to function properly. Now, here is something many people don't know. For morphology, even 4% normal forms can still be considered within the normal range. Mr. A's morphology is 60%. That is very good. So far, we have good counts, good movement, and good shape. Things are looking promising. But there is another parameter that many people overlook, and that is semen volume. Now, the volume tells us how much semen was produced. Think of semen as the transport vehicle carrying sperm. If the volume is extremely low, fewer sperm may be delivered. A normal semen volume is generally at least about 1.4 milliliters. Mr. A's volume is 4 milliliters. That is comfortably normal. So another normal parameter. At this point, most people will probably conclude this report must be normal. But then we notice something interesting. Next is vitality. Vitality tells us how many sperm are alive, because a sperm must be alive to fertilize an egg. For vitality, we generally want at least 54% live sperms. Mr. A's vitality is 50%. This is a little lower than we want. If you saw this number alone, you might panic. But semen analysis is never interpreted using a single result. Remember, we have already seen good sperm count, good motility, good shape, normal volume. So we don't focus on only one parameter. We look at the whole picture. And in the context of the rest of the report, this number becomes much less concerning. But before we make a final decision, let's quickly go through the remaining parameters. Next is liquefaction. Now, immediately after ejaculation, semen is usually thick and jelly-like. Over time, it becomes more liquid. This process is called liquefaction. If liquefaction takes too long, sperm movement may be affected. We generally expect liquefaction to occur within 60 minutes. Mr. A's liquefaction time is 30 minutes, so this is normal. Next is pH. This tells us whether the semen is too acidic or too alkaline. A normal pH helps sperm survive and function properly. The normal range is usually about 7.2 to 8. Mr. A's pH is 8. This is within the normal range. Now next is agglutination. Agglutination means sperm sticking together. When sperm clump together, their movement can be affected. Mr. A has no agglutination. That is reassuring. So another normal parameter. And finally, we have pus cells and bacteria. We also look for signs of infection. Mr. A has a small number of pus cells and a few bacterial cells. On their own, these findings are not strongly suggestive of a significant infection, so there is no major red flag here. Now, let's put everything together. We have a normal sperm count, excellent motility, very good morphology, normal volume, normal liquefaction time, normal pH, no agglutination, and no major signs of infection. The vitality, however, is slightly below the reference value, but the rest of the report is very reassuring, and this is why the laboratory conclusion was Normoospermia. In simple language, this is generally a normal semen profile, and that is exactly how doctors interpret semen analysis, not by looking at one scary number, but by looking at the entire picture. Now, if you've ever looked at a semen analysis report and felt overwhelmed by all the numbers and medical terms, I hope this video made things much easier to understand. And if you would like me to break down other fertility tests in simple language, let me know in the comments. And until next time, stay healthy and be kind to yourself.